today. I I had a Zoom yesterday and I had to reset everything. We look a little pale today. Okay, plenty loud. Woo! I had to fool around with the volume, and then I unplugged the mic, and there we are. We look a little pale today. It's all different settings, changes, and how it looks out there and how it looks here is very different. Happy Thursday! Thank you to the style consultant who did a great job yesterday on our St. Patrick's Day meetup. It was a lot of fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Okay, big news today. Big news. Wikipedia, that everybody loves to look at and quote and plagiarize, even though it's not entirely accurate, because no one pays for it. So you can say anything you want if you have control of it, and somebody does, but I don't know who. Good morning. Good morning in Phoenix. And so they're coming out with a paid product. They know that Google and Facebook and Microsoft and Apple and Amazon are all snitching content and basically making money off the content, because when you ask any question, they all say, well, Wikipedia says, and then away they go. And so apparently it takes quite a bit of work to boil down the searched items into usable format for those little boxes and stuff on the search engine. And so Wikipedia is going to still be donation based, and but they're going to at least charge, or they're going to develop Wikipedia Enterprise. Here it is, Wikipedia Enterprise. So if you're interested in using Wikipedia on your site for something, decent, and you're making money on your site, you can use Wikipedia Enterprise API rather than the clunky API that everybody is basically using. Okay, so they're going to have a higher level API that does the cleanup for you, and so you don't have to have a team of people, because basically those big techs are hiring teams of people to do this work, and they're all duplicating it. And so Wikipedia is going to save them all money and make some money, which is about time, because it's kind of annoying to me that they've created something valuable and they're so against charging anybody for it. You have to understand that it's very difficult to sustain a nonprofit unless you deliver a lot of value. And so you do need membership, and you do need, we do need, in some sense, gated information. One, to control the value funnel, the sales funnel. James Hankins was on the other day, and he explained that it's gone completely crazy, and I suggested that's because we've lost control of the information. That in the old days, the manufacturer could dole out information in a way that they decided, whereas now you can go on the internet and read reviews and look all over the place and read other people's complaints, etc. And in many cases, it's not even accurate. So by controlling the information to some extent, and I'm not arguing for censorship, I'm arguing for the originators of the information controlling it. So, for example, we put all of our show notes, the marked up versions of these things, on the wdma.org site. But in order to get them, you have to subscribe or join, and they're there every day. And the next article, I highly recommend that you get in its entirety, because it's just too good. Okay, so now let's get over to Mark Ritson, one of my favorite authors. I always basically talk about anything he dishes out. But this one's, I keep thinking, I thought James Hankins did better. He topped Ritson with the Hankins hexagon, but Ritson's outdone himself this time. This is just too good. Hang on here. You're going to like this one. Okay, so this is a screenplay by Mark Ritson. So here's the midlife guy, the wife, only, and marriage guidance counselor. Okay, hang with me here. And so the marketer is a nondescript man in his early 40s, and the counselor says, well, what brought you into my office today? And the consumer, a well-dressed woman in her 40s, clears her throat and speaks. Well, for me, it's simple. He just does not listen to me anymore. Okay? He thinks he knows it all. All he does is talk, 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 promoting himself. All he does is talk. He never listens. The consumer stops, looks down to her hands. She's visibly angry. The marketer says, when we met, you only had eyes for me. We talked all the time about how much you loved me. How loyal you were to me. But that's so changed in the last 10 years. You spend as much time with other people as you do with me, and I just don't know if that bond still exists. And then the consumer says, if you'd read more, you'd come to understand I'm just doing what everyone else is doing. As Byron Sharp puts it, who's the director of the Ehrenberg Bass Institute, which Ritson refers to a lot, the world's largest center for research into marketing. Okay? And the marketer says, who's Byron? The guy from the gym? Is he that guy? Marketer says, I have a lot of concerns about performance these days. I worry again and again all the time that my performance is letting me down. The consumer says, that's because you're so obsessed with the internet. I keep telling him not to watch those videos. It's not real, but he's glued to it, and it gives him silly ideas. This is just better and better. It's just, okay. And then the consumer says, I'm a traditional girl at heart. I like the more physical. It's always, come and look at this on the internet, or look how they do it on TikTok. I miss the intimacy of just being with you in a physical space. We're going to have comments on this in a minute. Okay, we're getting through it. And the marketer says, but what about personalization, about going further to deliver exactly what you want? Can't you see that? That's just BS off the internet. It's just what I've been telling you for years. I keep catching you looking at my phone and checking out the websites I've been visiting. It creeps me out. Yeah, they follow you around with cookies. But your attention is all over the place these days. You hardly sit and watch TV with me like you used to. In other words, you're harder to track, you're harder to find because you're all over the place. And she says, you're too busy on Instagram or Twitter to even notice. You just sit there for hours talking, going on about your need to find your purpose. And, I read a lot of marketing articles, a lot of advertising agency stuff, and it's all about, a brand has to find its purpose. It's like, what are you delivering? Give me rice shot from guns or something. Give me something that tells me something fun. Okay. The consumer says, you need to focus on the basics. Ignore all this nonsense from your mates. Stop looking for new gimmicks and focus on what has always worked in the past. Oh, this is so great. Like David Ogilvy once said. Okay, and this is, I think, coming from, maybe it's Mark's book. It says from PhD's forthcoming book, Marketing Reimagined. So anyway, the point is that your internet is a lot of hype. Is there hype? Is there value in the internet? Maybe. It's hard to find, and it's almost impossible to track and measure. It's almost impossible to show ROI, and it's almost impossible to scale. Okay, so you get an early addiction, and then you're out of luck. What Mark points out so well, so hilariously, and I say, go over to wdma.org and click the join button and fill out the free subscription, and you can get at the show notes every day. This one on its own is worth it. It's just really great because we abandoned the tried and true, like IKEA is doing, like I talked about yesterday, killing their catalog because they think that a podcast is going to deliver sales. If you can stand to listen to more than 10 minutes of that, I'd be amazed, because I certainly couldn't. It's inane. It's patronizing and inane. It's anyway. The stuff that marketing's has come up with to try to keep you engaged on the internet is ridiculous. So get back to what works. Get back to what's built brands. Mail has built brands. Obviously, direct mail has built some of the great brands. So has brand advertising. And there's a lot of other details in the article here. Oops, in the article here that really lets you know some hints at what long term will work. We're looking for sustainability. We want businesses that last. And if you just look at the flash in the pans of the internet, you understand that they have no clue what customer value is. Now, I have to say, Amazon, I think, does. They understand that selection and value and delivery, those are three things that matter. And they deliver those. You know, they don't care what the products are. They don't care 10 cents. They don't care that they're meeting your needs. They don't even try to predict your needs. They're one of the few sites that doesn't say, we think you'll like, I mean, they say, people who bought this also bought. But they're not running around saying, you know, you must need this right now because we tracked you this way and that way. They don't care. They just deliver it. You decide what you want, and they deliver it. And I've always said that. I've said that to catalogers all my career. I've said, deliver value, deliver it fast, deliver it well, be fair. That'll get you sustainability. So I really like this from Mark. Have a great day. Like and share. Go over to WDMA for the show notes. Have a great day.